I have a meditation practice of my own. I sit every morning, somewhere usually around 20 minutes. Sometimes I shorten it, sometimes I lengthen it, depending upon a variety of factors. Yesterday, I was just yesterday morning. I was like, my mind was like, I don't want to meditate today. I don't wanna. Like, it was just whiny and like I want to go and do this. And it was Monday's my day off, so I wanted to go in my wood shop and work on this project I'm working on. I had things like menial things to do, like I had to do laundry and like wanted to play with my dogs and like wanted to. There's a lot that I'm like, I don't want to sit and meditate. That's a waste of 20 minutes. I want to go and do this, and it was that was the sign that it was most important for me to meditate. It was the thing that I didn't want to do. That was when I was like, that's when it was most important for me to do it. Because when I was all into these other things that like I have to do or want to do, I was in a way I was disconnected from myself, disconnected from the deepest part of me, and I was just I would easily get into a state that I'm quite familiar with, where a state of accomplishment addiction, or another way of saying it's like crossing things off the to-do list, and that high that you get when you cross things off. Oh, that's great. Okay, that's last. Now what I do? Now what I do? And then you feel really, or I feel really like satisfied having crossed all these things off. But all of a sudden, like the day is gone. I'm like, what just happened? That happened to me on Sunday. Like the day was like 4 minutes long. What just happened? So it could easily have carried into yesterday for me, but instead I said, this is really important for me to sit and meditate now. And when I did, I still played with my dogs. I still went to my wood shop. I still did laundry. Those things I had to do and wanted to do, but it was done with such greater peace because I had broken that cycle. I'd reconnected with that. I had stopped. I could easily get into that frenetic place. And there's a monk who says that I meditate an hour a day, except when I'm busy, and that's when I meditate 2 hours every day. And I like that. There's a lot of ways that I can parse that up, but one of the ways is saying that when I'm busy, that's the time it's most important for me to pause. That's when it's most important for me to stop and say, okay, how do I reconnect with the deeper truths of who I am? How do I reconnect with that? That is going to make the busyness more efficient. We have it's very easy to get into the mindset of, if I'm doing something and I've got these things to do, I've got to go more and faster and really accelerate in order to get all these things done. But it actually kind of gets us caught in a trap. There's going to be times in life where we're going to be working hard. There's a lot on our plate and things are busy. That's just the way life is. But there's so much importance that, especially in those times, that we take a pause and we break and we give ourselves that space to breathe and reconnect. Like, okay, hey, look, I haven't drank water all day. I'm pretty thirsty. Hey, look, it's 3 o'clock and I haven't had breakfast. Let me go make sure I do that. Or I can get these things done with greater joy and peace, instead of just, I love playing with my dogs and I love being in my wood shop and working on projects. But if I'm looking at it as a task, as something that I have to do, then all of a sudden it takes all the joy out of it for me. It's like, oh, all right, well, okay, well, I almost got it done, but I didn't finish this project today, so I'm kind of annoyed with myself now. So instead, that time for me to pause, like, this is really important for me now. When I have that whiny voice inside that says I don't want to meditate now, that's when it's most important for me to do that. So not only did I feel much better afterwards, but it really changed the course of my day yesterday. So I'm not advocating that process that everybody has to meditate. I mean, sure, great. If it works for you, fantastic. I'm not going to stand on the soapbox as far as that goes, but I'm going to invite you to extrapolate that for yourself. When you're like, there's something that you just kind of like, I really don't want to do it, and you get kind of internally whiny about it. That's the thing that's probably the best place for you to go. Just go right into it and you do it, and then like, okay, it's done. It feels better, and then I can move on with my day. Because if you don't, you ignore it, it's still going to be there, kind of chewing away in the back of your head all day. Or I should have done that, or I'm supposed to do that, or I still don't want to do it, I still have to do that thing, and it's kind of annoying, and it's going to be there this whole time, which is going to take you just a little bit away from being present in whatever activity you're doing. So when you can just say, all right, I don't want to, like, fine, but I'm just going to do it, and hey, look, that wasn't so bad, and then you can go forward. I don't want to go to the dentist. I hate going to the dentist. It's one of the worst places for me. It's a real strain for me practicing my mindfulness. How do I stay and be present with whatever's showing up? Because I hate sitting in that chair. But it's something that I know it's important for me to do. It's been a while and I need to make an appointment now, but that's one of those things that, like, once if I put it off, it's still going to be there. Every night I brush my teeth, I gotta go to the dentist. It's just gonna keep nagging at me. So I'll invite you to just consider that for yourself. That when we can say this is, that whiny part of ourselves that doesn't want to do whatever we're doing or wants to do something else, like when we can actually just say, what if I just be more adult in this moment? And in that actual moment of decision, when I made that yesterday to like meditate as opposed to just go with my whiny inner voice, when I actually sat with that actually connected, that decision connected with the deeper me, right? I didn't have to sit for 20 minutes yesterday. I did, but I didn't have to. I could have just sat for 2 or 5. But in that moment of the decision where I'm like, I'm actually connecting with that deeper me, like I'm not giving into the whiny voice, I'm coming back to the deeper me, that changed the day. Meditation was helpful and it got me, and I felt much better afterwards, but it was in that decision where I'm not going into this little naggy voice. I'm actually staying with the deeper me. So I'll invite you to consider that, how that might or might not apply for you. And if it doesn't, feel free to let it go. That's fine. But I thank you so much for your attention tonight. Thank you for stepping in. Thank you for everyone who's watching at home.